The bond between a mother and her child is one of life's most significant connections. Mothers shape our behaviors, values, attitudes, and the lessons we carry into our own relationships and marriages.
You know, the Bible talks about in Proverbs 22 verse 6, it said, train up a child the way he should go. That when he grows up, he's not going to depart from it. He's going to stick to it. Every mother is a super coach. Take it or leave it. In fact, the influence of mothers are more higher than that of fathers. Now, why do I say so? Because mothers are close to their children more than fathers. No matter how bad a child is, mothers will try to bring that child, try to find out what is wrong with the child, and try to change the narrative of that child.
That's why we tell mothers, whatever you do, your children will replicate you. Whatever actions you take, what you say, children don't often listen to your advice. You know what they do? They observe. When they observe, they will imitate. When they imitate, they will model. So sometimes they don't listen to your advice. When you say, don't do this, no, they look at what you do. It's what you do, your actions. That is what they will do.
When my children were growing up, I told them the first thing you should know is to take decision on your own. Whether I'm there or not, take decisions so that whatever place they are, I'm not bothered because they can take decision on their own. From tender age, allow them to take decision that if it is wrong, I tell them it is wrong.
Maternal influence can have both positive and negative impacts, influencing our relationships and marriages in a far-reaching way.
In the olden days, we had a lot of stories where parents will stand up and go and look for a wife for their son. And it worked for them. But as time goes on, the French proverb say, le temps change les hommes. Say, time changes men. If the boy is subjected maybe by the influence of the parents and he managed to marry that wife, number one, his mind is not there because it's not by his will.
I know some of the things that my mother told me. It told me never to belong to any hidden secret society. That the day I try to do that her spirit will never forgive me. It's an influence. And that is part of a guide watch to my life. You can listen to your mom. You can listen to your parents. You can listen to all of them to that effect. But if it is something that will damage your reputation, I think it is not advisable.
Over a dependence on their decision, it can affect your marriage. I've seen people that if they don't call their parents, don't call their mother, they will not take a decision. But it affects your spouse, for crying out loud. Marriage is a two-way covenant, not a four-way covenant.
Acknowledging and understanding these influences is crucial to building healthier relationships.
I remember when I got married earlier, because my parents never loved the man I got married to then. When they come around, they want to know, what has he bought for you? Can you see the box of wrapper to see what is inside? I remember one of my aunts does that. And I will just tell her one story or the other so that they will remove their eyes.
How then can we break free from negative maternal influence and forge a new path?
As a person that is in the world right now, you have your own contribution. You have the way you want to pattern or fashion your relationship in that marriage, or you are not even married, you are in a relationship the way you want it to be. So it's all about choice. It's all about understanding. Listen to their instructions, obey their voices, but don't carry it to the letter that will bring destruction to your relationship.
That 2-year-old daughter is watching. She sees you. You squeezed your husband said, you are not going out today, we will die. Your daughter is watching, even though she cannot speak. But she thinks that's the norm. That is the tradition. That is what she saw growing up. She doesn't know any other language than that. So you can see, this have a triple effect. It becomes a generational thing from your children to their own children to the next generation. So we must be very careful of our actions and what we say to our children.
By realizing both the positive and negative impacts of maternal influence, we can begin to build healthier and more loving connections.